Good morning, everyone. Welcome to freedailycoaching.com. Super excited to be here on a Tech Tip Tuesday with you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Looks like a bunch of you are here. Let's see who's over in the chat. Good morning to Bob Miller out in San Diego. Good morning, Bill. Good morning to Debbie. Good morning, Christina. Vicky, good morning to you. Hello, Vicky. I know it sounds fun because I know that it's not really British. Vicky, I get it, but that's the best I can do. And the fact that you live in Texas is humorous as well. So I had to throw that out there. For those that have never been here, for those that are watching on YouTube, or maybe you're on a Google Hangout and you're just watching from Google Plus or a Google Plus page, good morning and welcome. This is the freedailycoaching.com call. My name is Bert Bledsoe, and the reason that I host this call is I want to provide value to you. I want to be here for those that I work with and those that maybe I'm going to work with, or maybe I'm never going to work with you other than I'm going to be able to give you some mentorship right here. Maybe I'm going to be able to give you a tech tip. Maybe someone is going to be a guest on the call or the hangout here and say something that's going to allow you to break through in your business. Maybe you're going to make a business partnership. Maybe you're going to meet someone like Val that does some amazing solo ad work, and you're going to find a new person to work with. Maybe you're going to reach out and meet someone incredible like Nancy Beach, like I did. Maybe you're Canadian and you connect with Canadian Karen. Or like I said, maybe you're from, I don't know if this is even correct, if I'm allowed to say this, Vicky. Maybe you're from the British Isles. I don't know if that counts. And you have that quirky personality and that sense of humor, and you want to connect with Vicky. Maybe that's the value that Free Daily Coaching brings to you. Or maybe it's a mindset shift. Maybe it's coming on a Monday morning mindset call and getting focused for the week. Maybe it looks like dropping in on a Tuesday, throwing your question into the Q&A, and getting real-time live feedback so that you can get results, so that you can find the solution to the challenges that you're having, apply them, and get results. And that's what this is all about. It's about networking and helping each other no matter what it is you're doing. Whether you're an entrepreneur starting a home-based business, whether you're a small local business in your community, or whether you're a medium-sized business that's looking to step up your marketing game and bring that social media element into the game, this is the place to be. So I want to thank each and every one of you. I mentioned a bunch of you already. I want to say good morning to Phil. Hey, good morning, Patty. It's like Romper Room. If you're my age, I may have dated myself. You may know what Romper Room is. And do you remember the lady? She used to look through the magic Romper Room glass, like the big magnifying glass, and I can tell you, she never said. I don't ever remember her saying Bert. Right? She said Jason and Michael and Timothy, maybe Philip and Brian, right? And Johnny and Billy, Scott, right? There was no like, hey, give a shout out, I see you, Bert. So anyways, I like to do that. When I was a little kid, that made me feel good, right? It makes me feel good. And so I want to make you guys feel good. I want you guys to know that I know that you're here. I recognize each and every one of you, and that I see you. I see you, Christina, that you're here, and Valerie. I see you. Hey, what's up, Ryan? I talked to you this morning. Good to see you here, buddy. Our main man, Clive, Mr. New Zealand Clive, Jeffrey, the man with the macaws. I'm not really sure. I guess we always just joke about it, but we never really ask Clive. Clive, tell us in the chat. Are they macaws? Are they parrots? Are they some of both? Mr. Jack Kelly, what's up, Jack? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you here. Our movie star, Magic Man, Tom Leonard, out in Burbank, California, is here this morning. Good morning and welcome. Tom and Bob, you guys aren't too, Bob and Tom, I think that's a morning show. You guys could have like your own spin-off morning show, internet marketing morning show, because I think Tom's just up in Burbank, Bob's down in like Escondido or like greater San Diego area. You guys could team up down there over in California. Good morning, Bill. Good morning, Mrs. Mupo down in Tejas. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, my Arizona friend, Ms. Debbie. So a bunch of people are jumping on. We have a bunch of people watching from YouTube. Okay, some questions are coming in. So this morning's Tech Tip Tuesday, the gentleman, I don't want to say out loud because I know some people just don't like to be, don't want to be known on their question. So the gentleman that asked me the question on Facebook this morning, go ahead and type that over in the Q&A because I don't have that window open right now, and that will allow me to go over that question. If you have any tech tip questions, whether it's something to do with your email, maybe it has to do with creating a capture page or creating a sales funnel, maybe you're just not sure what exactly to do, right? Maybe you're not sure what that next step is to connect something. Maybe you're just having that little tiny difficulty and you need to take it to the next step. That's what we're here to do this morning. We're here to answer those types of questions. So the very first question, we got one question coming in right away. This is a great question. I know there's a little bit of a delay, guys, and this is how this is going to work. I'm going to go ahead and answer these tech tip questions. I've got something I want to show you guys really quick, and then after that, if I don't have any other questions, then the call may end early. And the reason is I'm providing this time for you this morning, right? I'm going to show you a few things on the tech side and make it valuable for you, and then I want to make it super valuable in a short amount of time, give you some really great tips that you can use and implement, and then I want to leave it up to you on whether or not you want to use the rest of that time to ask questions when you have access to someone that knows those answers that can help you. If you want to use that to your advantage, absolutely. I'm going to stay on here if you guys are asking questions. So the very first question that we have is, what kind of video camera do you use, and what type of lighting do you use indoors? Okay, well, I'm going to be totally transparent and tell you guys that the almost exclusively I use the two cameras, either the camera that's in my phone that's built right into my iPhone, or if you're using an Android or a LG or whatever type of phone that you're using, an HTC, or I use the built-in camera on either my laptop, which is a MacBook Air, right, or I use my desktop, which I use an iMac. Most desktop or laptop computers now, either it's Mac or PC, is going to have a built-in camera. If it's a desktop PC and it doesn't have a built-in camera, you can go get a webcam for really super inexpensive, okay? It doesn't have to be a real expensive camera just to be able to shoot video. And then indoors, okay, so the lighting, I have to be honest, I haven't to this point went out and bought like a professional lighting package. I've looked at them a few times on Amazon, and I have yet to purchase. Right now I'm just in my kitchen, so I'm just using my overhead lighting. Now I've learned that when I'm wearing my glasses, when I'm not wearing my glasses, it's fine. When I put them on, I get the reflection of my screen, so I could go up and actually make my screen sleep so it turns black, and I won't get that reflection if I want. So really, it's just about having direct light on you. Now I can turn right now. Let me show you, because this is a great lighting question. I can turn right now, and it looks absolutely amazing out back today. You can see the mountain. It looks just amazing. But now when I'm in the video, it's super dark. And so I have to like get it to where the light is shining right on me so you can see me. So instead, you want to sit somewhere where the light is, you're getting direct light, right? Right to you. A lot of people will use the lighting kit. Some people, if you have like a flood lamp from your garage, like one of those square ones that you're using like to work on your car at night or work on projects, you could use one of those. Depending on what color your walls are, if you point the light right at the wall, a lot of times, like if it's a light colored, like a white or light colored, it will bounce off of the wall and come back and reflect on you really well. So that's a technique that a lot of people use as well. So that's what I do personally indoors. The other thing that I do in my office is I have lights not only above me, but I might have like a desk light, maybe like a 2-foot tall, you know, like a little desk lamp or you know, little lamp. And I might have it up top, like up on a filing cabinet, or set up above me so that the light's coming down. I try not to get too much light coming down, to be honest, because my baldness, and then it makes my head all shiny. So that's the answer to that question. Let me go over to the chat and see if we're on track here, and everyone's here. Nice. Yep, Logitech are awesome. Very nice. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so let me go back over here to the question. What program do you suggest to monetize your post? What program do you suggest to monetize your posts? And then it gives a couple different examples. It says Linklove, Hootsuite, or other. So I'm not really sure I understand the question. So if the person that asked that question, if you're okay asking it in front of other people, I would love to bring you out, because I'm not sure what the question really means. What program do you use to monetize your posts? I just want to, thank you, Val. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding the question correctly before I answer. So if you're willing to come out, raise your hand, person that asked that question. So let me see if she raises her hand, and can you come out, and are you willing to come over and do that? Okay, this is not a tech question. However, yes, the Sunday Fast Start training is free. So for those that are My Lead System Pro members, this was a question from a My Lead System Pro member. It's a marketing system that I use and that a lot of the people that I work with use. The Sunday night, I'm not sure if it's on, is it Sunday night or Monday night? Either way, there is a free Fast Start training with Dean Black, yes. And then there's also, he does some paid trainings as well that you can sign up for. But yes, there is a free Fast Start training as well. Let me see if that person raised their hand. Okay, I'm going to bring you over, and you can ask it live. So let me bring you over. Let me try to bring you over. I'm pushing the button to try to bring you over, but oh, there we go. I might have brought more people over than I was supposed to. So I see a lot of time you don't have earbuds in. When I do a call without them, it causes disturbance. I bought a sharper image headset as I was told my earbuds weren't very good quality and sound. They said the headset didn't improve things. She suggested a Boom. So I'm using my laptop, and the only reason, some days I just use it. It depends on what's going on. Like, this morning I should probably put them in because it's recycle and garbage day, so the trucks come by and it's really loud and I can't hear. And quite honestly, you know what? Hold on one sec. I'll put them in right now because they're starting to come around. And quite honestly, one of the reasons that I use the earbuds is because I can't hear very well. Although these things that are on the side of my head look like they're built to work, like I should have like super hearing, the reality of the matter is that I have a lot not very good hearing at all, and in the near future probably will have hearing aid running around. So that being said, for the person that asked this question, you know, I'm just using the standard earbuds. However, let me say that it could have something to do with some of your audio settings. You might want to check that out. That's just something that you would want to mess with. And this is why I'm saying that. And it depends on what program. And let me tell you, when I'm using webinars on air like this, I'm totally fine to use microphone, like my microphone, like I have a plug-in USB microphone that's like a nice audio mic, or I can use the headset on my laptop. Doesn't matter. Or I can just use the regular mic.
if I go down to my desktop computer and run a GoToMeeting and I don't have my headphones plugged in and I try to use that microphone, every time my whole thing starts stalling out and I have to literally like shut down the whole thing. So that being said, I know that's not a great answer to your question. So it's just really about your computer, and sometimes when you're working with other people, there'll be reverb, and just putting the headphones on will stop that echo. So it's like a case by case. It's not like, I don't think there's one answer that answers the entire question unless you're working from a professional studio and everything that you have is like professional gear. So, I mean, I have a boom mic, and it's not even I don't have it on a boom. I just have it on like a little tripod. It works great. It gives great sound. So it just depends on, you know, do you want to spend the 40, 50, 60, 70 bucks, whatever you can get it for. All right, let's go. Aweber Global Snippets. So shows your domain in follow-up email. I don't know, is that a statement? So this is a Aweber Global Snippets so shows your domain in follow-up email. I don't know if that's a question. All right, so come back to me, raise your hand, or redo that question, and I'll bring you over. Okay, so good morning, Nancy.
Good morning.
Well, I don't understand.
I don't know if you can see.
I can see your. I'm just getting your camera. That's what I'm seeing. So,
yeah.
What I don't understand what the question meant.
Well, no,
so let's just make sure that we're understanding the question so that we're addressing the right question. So your question was, how do you monetize your posts, and what exactly do you mean by that?
What do you use to link them together? Like if you wanted to each different category in all of those, what do you use to connect? Use like Linklove, Hootsuite? Is there something else?
Yeah, there's a lot of so there's a lot of different programs that are like automated like that can do a bunch of different things. Like Hootsuite's can be used to automate your posts so that they're automatically going out. What I do is I have my Facebook and my Google Plus and my Twitter and my YouTube, those main channels connected to each other. And then any of the other things like the Pinterest and the Instagram and all those, when you use those applications, you can use that application and then like share it to another thing. Here's the fundamental problem though. This is the deal. There's things like OnlyWire or Social ADR and other like automated platforms that you can do that. Absolutely. I'm not saying don't do that. What I'm saying is I just have like the top 4 ones kind of linked together, like the main, because how you post on Facebook is different than how you post on Twitter. And how you talk on Twitter is different than what you would say on Instagram. And Instagram is different than Google Plus, and Google Plus is different than Pinterest. So since you have all these different social channels and the kind of like, it's like this. You're always going to be you, right, Nancy? Nancy is Nancy no matter what. You're you, right? But if you went to a bluegrass festival that was outdoors in the mountains of Colorado, you would probably have a different kind of air to you than if you were at the opera at whatever the biggest opera place is in New York. At radio, if you went to go see like the 3 tenors at Radio City Music Hall, and it was like a black tie event, you would behave differently, right? You would have like a different presence about you, even though you're the same person, than if you were running around outside at a bluegrass festival in Colorado, right? Totally different environment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'd be in blue with my cowboy hat on.
Right, but in New York you would have like an evening gown and jewelry and makeup, and you wouldn't be like potty mouth, like you'd be at a nice place, right? You wouldn't be drinking like Ripple out of a plastic cup because you're at the Radio City Music Hall. You might have like a glass of wine and you'd be all dressed up, right? And it's not about like what drink you'd be having. I'm just giving that as like a more of a graphic example, right? Where if you're at the Bluegrass Festival, you might have like a plastic cup of like homemade Kool-Aid, right? Like fruit punch, right? And be running around barefoot in jean shorts and a t-shirt and your cowboy hat. So the language that you're speaking would be different. It's the same in the social media. So I don't necessarily have it all automated like that, Nancy. I have a few of the things that are connected, and when I create accounts, I connect them so that if I want to share across platforms, I can. But especially when I'm doing my marketing stuff, there's different vernacular, there's different way to speak across the different channels. So I don't necessarily have them all hooked up to post across the board. Do I use some tools that you mentioned? Yes. I don't specifically use Hootsuite or OnlyWire or Social Adder. I just don't use those. That's just not my thing. I just go in and do it manually. Like, to me, in my business model, it only takes like 20 minutes to go in and go in and submit it, all that, that one piece of content across those platforms. So I do it. Now, to get more exposure and to backlink it and to get it to go viral and to get more shares and to get more traffic to it, do I use a tool like LinkLove? Absolutely. And what that tool does is it allows me to put in that content and allows other people to share it as well and give it more credibility and more relevance. So does that answer your question, Nancy?
Yeah, that answers it just what I'm looking for. I guess there were two different questions in one.
Cool. Awesome, awesome. All right, well, let's go to the next question. All right, that one's out. Thanks. Check my settings. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of is that you have it. Maybe sometimes you don't have it on the right microphone and the settings aren't set up, or maybe you have like some feedback issues. Like there's some like sometimes where you're just talking yourself and you can adjust the mic level, and that alone will stop some of that feedback and echo. When I use the follow-up series from MLSP, like, okay, so when you do your own follow-up series in your Aweber campaign, the global snippets, are you putting in the global snippet, are you putting in the whole entire link that you want to use, or are you just putting in like a little like snippet like you would? Let me just bring you out. Is it okay? Hold on, let me find out. Can I bring you out? Raise your hand if I can bring you out, the email question. Okay, there's another question, so while we're waiting, while we're waiting for that answer, let me grab something and try it, and let's see if she responds. Awesome, awesome. Yeah, Val, that's absolutely right. You're going to see a difference in that too. Okay, so I have another. So this other question is this. When I use, okay, so most pages show up as a link after you type them in a Facebook post, but yours never does. Any ideas? So when I typed that page in on my Facebook, it does. All you have to do is just wait a second. Literally, I just typed it in. I just copied the link that you sent in the question, pasted it into a post into Facebook. It went 2 seconds, and then boom, and it showed up with a picture of you in your yellow jacket, like, yeah. So it totally worked on my end. Maybe it's just that you're not seeing it on your end. Maybe use a different browser and go into Facebook and see. Maybe it's just that browser is not showing that to you. But when I just typed in your Facebook page, so someone has a Facebook page, and they said whenever they type in like, you know, http://www.facebook.com, I'll use mine, let's say /share the secrets, right? If I type that in, then all of a sudden you see my face, right? And wait a couple seconds, and those little like like processing bars, loading bars come up on Facebook, and then a little image comes up, right, of your website or of my, in this case, my Facebook fan page. So the question was about, hey, his isn't working, it's not loading, but when I went in and go to type yours in, it pops up right away. So try again. If it doesn't, go try it in a different browser. If it doesn't work, we can, if everyone's okay with it, we can, I'm glad to share the link and have other people try it and see if when they do, it goes. Mine never does, but my other pages do. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe that's just a glitch. Maybe log out of Facebook and then log back in. Maybe it was in between the time that you logged in or something, you haven't logged out and you created that page and it's like not registering to you or something. That's really weird. And you can also go into my 100-day Biz Builder group, since you're a part of that, and just post in your page and say, hey, this is a test. Can other people like copy this link and paste it to see if the visual works for you? And then that way we can test it that way. So that's another way to do it. Awesome. Oh, okay. So I didn't know that you were at work. So the answer to the global snippets in Aweber is this. If you're not, okay, when the global snippets, when you're loading a pre-made campaign, the placeholders are already there in the global field. So all you have to do is go in and type in your stuff. Your information. If you just go in and put in global snippets into the system, it has to be done in a specific way. So this is a really good question. Why don't you email this to me or Facebook message me and remind me? I'll go put this on the calendar, and this is something that we'll make a specific training next week just on this, and we'll go over a few email features, because there's something else that I wanted to show you guys as well. Not inside of Aweber, but another email system. So this will show 2 different email systems next week, and really cool tricks on how you, and not even tricks, just things that you may not have learned yet, really cool little tips that you can use to start making your emails more effective, more powerful, to communicate to more people, and to have your marketing message be recognized overall in a more powerful way. So I want to definitely, we'll get to that question next week. We only have 2 minutes until the top of the hour. So great participation. I want to thank each and every one of you for all of your questions. Looks like the chat went well today as well. So I want to thank each and every one of you that was participating in the chat. Another successful Tech Tip Tuesday. We got a couple questions answered today from you guys. We will do next week, we'll specifically talk about this global snippets inside of Aweber, and another way that you can use your email and combine it and or use it in conjunction with, or is totally separate from a capture page, to create an online capture system, so that you can create an on or offline capture system, so you can create more leads for your business, stay in communication with more people each and every day. So I want to thank you again for joining us here at Free Daily Coaching. Remember, we're here every Monday through Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Nancy Beach, for coming out today and asking that question. Thank you for all of you that submitted questions. Tomorrow we will have let's see, I believe tomorrow we may even have a guest host that's actually not a guest host, a guest host. So let me look and tell you and make sure who it is, or maybe we'll keep it a surprise. Let's see. All right, well, I'm going to keep it a surprise because it's someone new. We have a few new guests coming in over the next few weeks. So over the next few weeks, you'll be starting to see new guests and new interviewees on Thursday. So tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. We'll see you at freedailycoaching.com.